Need some new Innistrad Midnight Hunt cards? Well, you can order them now from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. And this week, we got a fun one. We have, for the first time in a while, the return of one of the most popular sub-series on Against Odds, which is Planeswalker Tribal, this time with Arlinn Tribal. Arlinn just recently qualified for Planeswalker Tribal by getting its third version in Innistrad Midnight Hunt. So let's talk about our Arlinn Tribal deck, featuring literally every Arlinn that exists in Magic. Talk about what it's trying to do, jump into some games, see it in action. All right, so here is our Arlinn Tribal deck for Modern. And Arlinn is actually kind of a unique Planeswalker to build Planeswalker Tribal around for two reasons. One is there's only 3 Arlinns. We got every single one of them. Arlinn Pack Soap, Arlinn Cord, Arlinn Voice of the Pack. And we even have 4 copies of most of them. Only 2 Arlinn Voice of the Packs because it's 6 mana and it's uncommon and it's not very powerful. But there's just not a ton of Arlinns. If you build Planeswalker Tribal for like Jace or Nissa or Garruk or something, you can literally fill the entire deck with your namesake Planeswalker and then fill in the rest with lands. And you got a deck. You can't really do that with Arlinn. The good news is Arlinn really pushes you in a direction when it comes to the support cards in the deck because it's almost a tribal Planeswalker. Every single version of Arlinn cares about wolves and werewolves. Arlinn, the Pack Soap, makes wolves, helps you flip your werewolves with the flash ability, turns into a werewolf. Arlinn Cord makes wolves. Arlinn Voice of the Pack makes wolves and pumps wolves. So it's pretty clear the direction that we should go with our Arlinn deck, which is following up all of our Arlinns with a bunch of good werewolves. And for this, we have a ton of werewolf lords, essentially. Kessig Naturalist flips into a lord, Mirror of Averbach flips into a lord, Tovalar, not technically a lord, but it is a huge payoff for wolves and werewolves, drawing cards, pumping, trampling. Immerwolf, another wolf and werewolf lord, helps with the transformation. So these are our support cards. We start with a ton of Arlinns, we back them up with a ton of werewolf lords to pump each other, and some of them even pump our Arlinns. They all pump our Arlinn tokens, like all of our Arlinns make wolf tokens that benefit from the lords, so the lords do synergize directly, and Arlinn the Pack Soap turns into a werewolf. A 5/5 indestructible trampling werewolf in haste is already really good. Even more insane if we have a bunch of these lords on the battlefield to turn it into like a 8/8 trampler or a 10/10 trampler or something. So that's the main plan of the deck. We also have Blood Moon, and Blood Moon, I know, I always play Blood Moon because I love Blood Moon, but there is a reason here. The full moon is what causes werewolves to become werewolves, right? Isn't that how the lore of this works? I don't know, I'm not super up on werewolf lore, but I believe the idea is you're a normal human, then it's a full moon, then you turn into a werewolf. Well, the blood moons are necessary in the deck not to mess with our opponent's mana. That's a nice side effect. They're in the deck to let our werewolves transform, and it does kind of play out that way in Magic. Like having a blood moon can keep our opponent from casting spells, which can allow our werewolves to transform to their more powerful side. So along with the flavor win and just mana screwing opponents, which is always super fun, there is some gameplay flavor implications as well. Ignoble Hierarch, Noble Hierarch just speed us into our Arlinns. I was wondering if we should play cheap werewolves here, but the 1-drop werewolves are pretty bad. And remember, we're not werewolf tribal, we're Arlinn tribal. Ignoble Hierarch and Noble Hierarch help get us to our Arlinns faster when our werewolves would kind of make us more of a werewolf tribal deck. Lightning Bolt gives us some removal mana base, pretty straightforward Blood Moon mana base. In the sideboard, we get more wolfy removal. We get Outland Liberator to blow up artifacts and enchantments, Void Mirror for combo decks, Relic for graveyard decks, Weather the Storm for aggro and burn, Blood Moon more than for the matchups where it's good. And that is Arlinn Tribal for Modern. That's our Against Odds deck for this week. So let's jump into some games, cast some Arlinns, flip some wolves, see what happens. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. Against Odds time. We are playing some Arlinn Tribal in Modern, and I mean, we got an Arlinn. Hopefully get it down fast up against some sort of Lurrus deck, which who knows. Oh, all right, hammer time. This will be interesting. Opponent, double Memnite, tap land. Well, we're going to need to be able to keep the hammers off the creatures. It's actually, honestly, probably slightly scary to tap out for those Noble Hierarch even. It's possible our opponent goes Sigarda's Aid, hammer, and we lose Stoneforge. Going to get a hammer, and gets in, hits us, no blocks. Well, we will play Noble Hierarch. Wooded Foothills. Go attacking. I mean, I'm glad we have these 2 bolts. These 2 bolts do give us some amount of hope here, because we can hopefully just snipe the creature that our opponent tries to put the hammers on. Opponent cracks. Pure Steel Paladin. Ornithopter. Well, we will Crack this. Grab a mountain. Bolt the Pure Steel Paladin. All right, I mean, that's all our opponent's got. Opponent hits us for a bit. Sure, no block. Down to 13. Play a land. Play Arlinn. Make a wolf and flip. Pass the turn. Ooh, well, this wolf is actually big enough to block essentially our opponent's entire board at the moment. Gonna get the Lurrus. So Lurrus can get back the Pure Steel eventually. This is gonna be interesting. No attacks. Well, we're gonna crack. Get a Stomping Grounds tapped. Untap. So Arlinn, bolt the Stoneforge. Play Tovolar. Get in with the wolf. See if we can start drawing some cards. All right, opponent takes it. Ooh, Blood Moon. I mean, Blood Moon's interesting. It might actually be good here. Opponent tap land. See if they run out the Lurrus, or if they try to wait until they can do something immediately. I mean, if they run out the Lurrus, we do have to kill it. So there's Lurrus. Passes. Well, okay, so bolt the Lurrus. And opponent scoops it up. Oh, okay. Okay, that was Arlinn power. Like, Arlinn coming down was enough. I mean, and the bolts, but that was enough to keep one of the best decks in the format in check. And now we get Cinder Vides, we get Outland Liberator, we get Outland Liberator, we get some Braids, we maybe get the Moonlit Hunt as well. We go down. What? That's a big question. What are we cutting? We go down one Big Arlinn. Oh, poor Big Arlinn. It's just so much mana. Go down the Big Arlinn. Maybe go down the Mares. Go down the Mares. And I guess the Blood Moons. The main upside of Blood Moon is it shuts down Inkmoth Nexus, but we do have a decent amount of removal now, especially since it's an artifact. We have 4 bolts, 3 Braids, Moonlit Hunt, 2 Liberators of Cinder Vines, plus Arlinn can sometimes be removal. Well, I mean, that went well. Let's see if we can do that again. Well, no ramp this game, but I do like having 2 bolts. Memnite, Marsh Flats, Craxit, Plains, Esper Sentinel, well, Wooded Foothills, go. Oh boy, that's gonna be an issue. Urza's Saga. Yeah, that's what we managed to dodge last game. Opponent gets in and hits us. No dodging at this game. Down to 18. Ooh, Stoneforge, okay. Well, this is a scary fast start. Stomping Grounds tapped. Yep, I'm a little worried. Little worried about where we're at this time. Opponent gets the hammer. We draw a land, pass the turn, can start making massive Karnstructs. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I think we're getting MH2'd here. Well, we will crack this, get a Forest, bolt the Sentinel, pay the 1. Yeah, this is not a great spot to be. Down to 14. Oh dear. There's the Sigarda's Aid. And the hammer. Wow. Okay, so this was a really good hammer time hand. So we need to top deck Artifact Destruction this turn. Jeez, All right. Well, we untap. What a hammer time hand. Lightning Bolt does not do it. I mean, I guess technically we kill this and remain alive, but we're just gonna scoop. I don't think there's any realistic way of getting back into it from this point. Yeah, no Artifact Destruction on top. That was a really good hammer time hand, and now I'm thinking we gotta bring these Blood Moons in. On the play, maybe the Blood Moons are worth it. Trim a couple Immerwolves. Trim a Noble Hierarch. Oh, and go down the Moonlight Hunt? Yeah, let's try it like that. I guess the other upside. So our opponent's a mono white deck, which means Blood Moon doesn't seem good, but Urza Saga and Inkmoth Nexus are 2 of their best cards. So even though they're mono white, it might actually be worth it. Hand's not fast. Cinder Vines is fine. Yeah, I think we got a mulligan. All right, well, we'll keep this. Poor old 6 mana Arlinn. Living at the bottom of the library. Well, Ignoble Hierarch, go. So Blood Moon would be good. Removal would be necessary. We need something though. Forest. Well, we will Tovolar. Pass the turn. Esper Sentinel. Do they have Path? Blue mana. Hunting. White mana. Okay, 2 Sentinels. Well, we draw on a Braid. Now play Copperline Gorge. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. Hit him. Draw a card. I mean, I guess do we want to blow this up? It's a little risky. I'll pass the turn. Flip our Tovolar. There's the Urza Saga. Well, that's a decent land for our opponent to draw here. Spring Leaf Drop. Sanctifier and Vec. Ew. I don't know how we stopped that. And Shadow Sphere. All right. Yeah, Pro Red and Black is kind of good here. Opponent passes. Oh, wow. Is it in time? Oh, Blood Moon. Pay the 1. Pay the 1. Kill the Urza Saga. Pass the turn. Can't attack because of the Sanctifier. Ooh, I don't know. Opponent still has lots of colored mana because he drew these 2 Springleaf Drums. Opponent, Mountain. Well, let's see what these last 2 cards are. Pure Steel. And is their last card a hammer? Their last card being a hammer is pretty bad for us. Shadow Sphere equipped. Opponent passes. Now we will play Naturalist. Pass the turn. Leave up our bolts. Ornithopter, sure. Gets a Lurrus. Opponent passing. Another Tovolar doesn't do a ton. Well, I guess we pass. Pass and flip. We're kind of at a strange stalemate. We would like to be able to start getting in attacks with our wolves to draw cards. The Sanctifier is making it tough. Opponent finds a Sigardazade. Well, that's gonna require a lot of leaving up of removal. Opponent passes. Well, we untap. Naturalist. Well, we will play a Naturalist. And pass the turn. Opponent. At some point, we can start giving things trample. Is it Lurrus time? I mean, if our opponent runs out Lurrus, we do have to kill it. Another Pure Steel. All right, sure. Opponent passing. Ooh, Outland Liberator. Spicy. How can we start getting in attacks to draw cards? All right, go to combat. Attack. Make some mana. See what our opponent does. Opponent blocks and blocks. Kill the Pure Steel. Pay the 1. Pay the 1. Trample. Trample up the dork. Draw a couple of cards. Now there's an Arlinn. Play the Forest. Yeah, let's play Ignoble Hierarch. Pass the turn. We're actually not in the worst shape here. Our stuff flips, but we get the free flip back with Tovolar. We still have removal for when our opponent plays a Lurrus. Opponent, combat, no attacks. All right, flip them back. So play a, how do we do this? Play a Naturalist, go to combat, do some attacking, make some mana. See how our opponent blocks. I mean, we might actually be in pretty good shape here. I mean, we're kind of running him over with the werewolves. Blocks Tovolar, blocks a werewolf. So we will trample. And trample. Wow, we are about to maybe take down the best deck in Modern, or one of them. Trample over, hit you for a bunch, draw 3. Oh, big Arlinn. Well, pass the turn. I like the lightning bolt. This is looking good. This is looking really good. Shockingly good. The only disappointment is that we haven't really gotten down an Arlinn yet, but next turn perhaps, unless our opponent scoops. Oh, I'm glad you brought those Blood Moons back in. Almost every good werewolf has a Blood Moon in the background. Do you notice that? Blood Moon. Yeah, all right. Well, that's not a good werewolf anyway. Arlinn, that's kind of a Blood Moon. A white Blood Moon. All right, opponent. Are you done? Our opponent even had the Sanctifier with lifelink. Wow, opponent. Another Memnite. Sure. Oh, this has got to be it, right? This has got to be game. I mean, they can run out the Lurrus just to get lifelink. Replay the Ornithopter. Okay, Lurrus. Sure. Opponent passes. Oh, we should have said a stop during attacks to prevent the Ornithopter. Well, both the Lurrus. Pay the 1, pay the 1. Wow, we've played around these 2S Sentinels pretty well. Opponent has not got to draw a single extra card. Yeah. Well, we untap. We flip our werewolves back around. We play Arlinn. Pay the 1. Pay the 1. Nighttime. Trample and haste it up. Go to combat, and we're swinging with the crew. Attack with everything. Make some mana. So we still have the ability to trample things up. This has went insanely well against one of the best decks in Modern. All right, make some mana. Opponent. What do you say? What do you say? I don't know how they survived this, honestly. Opponent. Blocks. 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 Well, we will Tovolar trample itself. And game? Arlinns? Taking down Hammer Time? Well, one more trample. I mean, we're going all in. Trample. And that's gotta be super lethal. About it. Dies. What a win. This is legitimately one of the better decks in the Modern format. And Arlinn Tribal, with the help of a lot of werewolf lords this game, but it was able to take them down. We drew a removal. We were able to draw some cards. Eventually the Arlinn comes down, and Arlinn, when it's a A indestructible trample haste is kind of absurd for 4 mana. Even in modern, people play Reality Smasher. That's a 5/5 trample haste. Arlinn is cheaper than that, and in a lot of ways better. It has so many upsides attached to it. I'm surprised that Arlinn hasn't done more in any format, because boy, that card seems so good. It seems so good. I'll go Arlinns. Sweet. Against the odds time, we are playing some some Arlinns. Arlinn Tribal, which of course does involve werewolves, because I mean that's kind of what every Arlinn cares about. Well, land and crack it, stomping grounds, untapped, and a ignoble hierarchy. So probably control of some kind. Getting down an Arlinn would be spectacular. Triumph for our opponent, and Castle Vantress passes. Maybe lightning bolt. Well, Kesig Wolf Run, Mirror of Averbruck, ignoble hierarch, go. Please no wrath. Please no wrathing. Opponent untaps. So let's do a colonnade. Oh, resolving this Arlinn would be so incredibly helpful here. Force of negation's always a concern, because even if our opponent taps out, they could have it. Oh, okay. We're kind of fine with that. Spreading Seas our Wolf Run, sure. Well, Copperline George, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Arlinn, and take it up and go to combat and hit you and pass the turn. Okay, Arlinn 1 down. This at least gives us some protection for a Wrath. If our opponent Wraths, at least we have a Planeswalker left over, which is helpful. Opponent Flooded Strand cracks it down to 15. So I assume the Wrath is coming, but I hope we can survive because of our Arlinn. All right, there's the Wrath. Opponent pass. Ooh. All right. Well, tick up our Arlinn. Play a Wolf Run, pass the turn. So our mana's a little clunky, but we can still flash in a Tovolar here. And we have the 5/5 indestructible side of Arlinn, which is sweet. How about a flashy Tovolar? What do you say, Control? What do you say? Cryptic, bounce. Well, okay. Please no force negations. Arlinn. 5/5. Smack ya. Pass the turn, opponent down to 10. Oh, can the Arlinn get there? Opponent finds a land. Eventually this colonnade's gonna turn on, which is awkward. So how do we do this? I'll play the land, Naturalist, and ignoble noble hierarch, and turn on Avacyn. Attack you. Oh, come on. We need this attack. This attack gets our opponent into lightning bolt range, which is a huge deal. Attack you. Oh my god, it worked. Okay, that's big. That's super big. Opponent. Archmage Charm. This means all we gotta do is find a way to resolve this lightning bolt, and we can win the game against Control with Arlinn, opponent. And I mean, they still need to deal with our Arlinns at some point, although it's back around on the front side, which isn't doing as much. To Fairy. Ticks up to Fairy and passes. So how do we want to do this? Go to combat, attack our opponent. Opponent must answer. Do you have an answer? All right, flashes in prismatic ending. Well, okay. Bolt you, please. Oh, we got there. Okay, I think that showed the power of Arlinn, because Arlinn, I mean, we just got down a fast Arlinn, and that was enough to pretty much jank our opponent out of that game. More Blood Moon's in. Blood Moon, of course, essential for flipping werewolves. That's what turns werewolves into werewolves. Cindervines, no. Does it say Planeswalker? No. No, and also no. All right, well, bring in 2 more Blood Moons. Go down, I guess, 2 Immerwolves. I mean, I kind of think the best thing we can do is just slam a Blood Moon on turn 2 and have our opponent not deal. Ooh, hand doesn't seem great. All right, this hand does. We will put a Mirror of Averbruck to the bottom, and, well, we'll see. We'll see if we can resolve our things. I mean, this is potentially a turn 2 Blood Moon hand. Opponent. Oh, double Arlinn too. All right, we got some good cards. What if Foothills? Crag, what if Foothills? Get a Forest, play 8 Noble Hierarch, go. Ooh, can we get down the Blood Moon? Can we get down the Blood Moon? Opponent tap, we're going for it. We are going for it. This could win us the game. We will play a Copperlight Gorge. All right, well, let's see if they got the Force. If they don't have the Force, this should be big. Blood Moon, yes! Okay, all right. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. Opponent finds an island, giving them some slight glimmer of hope. The problem for our opponent is Arlinns are coming. We will play Arlinn Pax Hope. We will tick down for some wolves. Pass the turn. Mountain passes. Arlinn flips. Oh, there's big Arlinn too. Well, play the land. Turn on Arlinn. Go to combat. Hit ya. Or a bundle. Okay, makes a little shark. Sure. That's fine. Opponent blocks. I guess it's time for more Arlinns. Arlinn number 2. We're close to assembling Arlintron. Make a wolf. Pass the turn. A mana away from Arlintron. Both on the backside thanks to Blood Moon. And opponent can't beat it. Can't beat it. All right. That was real good. That is kind of the dream. That is the dream. Turn 2 Blood Moon, turn 3 Arlinn, turn 4 Arlinn. Opponent, no chance. Too many mountains, too many flipped Arlinns, and taking down control. Sweet, sweet. Against the odds time, we are playing some Arlinn Tribal. Ooh. All right, I kind of like this hand. We got Arlinn, we got Ramp, we got Wolves. Seems like a keep. Noble Hierarch, go. Opponent untaps and Birds of Paradise. Huh. This is a Lurus deck too. Interesting. Well, we will play a Stomping Grounds untapped and Tovalar. Go. Well, Arlinn 1's coming next turn. Hopefully Tovalar can draw some more Arlinns. About it. Plains. And. All right. Well, there goes the Tovalar. Sure. I think we just play Arlinn. Let's play Keswick Wolf Run. Run out Arlinn. Make a wolf. Pass the turn. All right, come on, more Arlinns. More Arlinns would be the best. All right, opponent untaps. Very curious what our opponent's deck is. Birds of Paradise Lurus is kind of an odd combo because you can't play big permanents, so what are they ramping into? Spells, I guess? I don't know. Very, very intrigued. Kind of unfortunate that Birds gave our opponent enough colors of mana to kill our Tovalar. Would have been nice if that stuck around. Opponent, Sacred Foundry. Untap down to 17. Is this Prismatic Ending X4? Oh my god. This is getting ridiculous. Okay. Interesting. We draw a useless land. Well, I guess we finally bolt the bird. Now that it has done a ridiculous amount of damage, Miravavrabrak. Stomping Grounds tapped. Hit ya for 3. Well, I mean, this Wolf Run could be good. We can just start, if we don't draw anything, we can just start dumping all of our mana into Wolf Run and hoping for the best. Horizon Canopy. Opponent. Finale of Devastation. Also gotta be infinite mana combo. Yeah, Devoted Druid. Well, we might regret casting that bolt. Ignoble Hierarch. Well, play the land. Go to combat. Attack you. So, probably dead? Greg one's up to get a forest. Do some pumping. Wow. Well, this game showed the power of Prismatic Ending. Opponent goes to 7. Bad news is, this is where our opponent theoretically just goes infinite. About it. Wow, those Prismatic Endings were insane. So insane. All right, you got the pieces? Let's see it. Opponent. Infinite mana. Do you have a payoff? Unfortunately, we got to stick around until our opponent shows a payoff, because it is theoretically possible that they don't. And if they don't, it's theoretically possible that we win. Stoneforge Mystic. Viridian Longbow. Okay, so that goes infinite, right? Yeah, okay. So opponent has infinite damage. Just so you see the combo, this lets a creature ping. This gets to untap an infinite number of times. Add it together, infinite damage. All right. I wonder if our opponent drew into that off the land. That would be kind of brutal. So Abrades in. Moonlight Haunt in. Go down. Probably the Blood Moons. And what else? Maybe like 1 Immerwolf and 1 Big Arlinn. Big Arlinn's tough just because 6 mana that's a lot. 6 mana is a lot in Modern. I guess we can bring in these Liberators too. Trim another Immerwolf and a Noble Hierarch. Running like that. We got more removal, which is nice. Removal to hopefully keep our opponent's combo pieces off the battlefield. That's the challenge. Like, if it's a fair game, I think our deck beats our opponent's deck. The problem is, if it's not a fair game, our opponent has infinite combos. So our challenge is to keep the combo pieces off the battlefield. Definitely should not have bolted the birds. Unfortunately, when we did bolt the birds, we didn't really know what our opponent was doing. We draw Big Arlinn, play a Ignoble. Actually, let's crack this. Get a forest, play Ignoble Hierarch. Oh, are we bolting the birds again? Go to combat, hit ya. I think we gotta not. We regretted it last time. This time we're gonna not. Down to 18. I mean, we do have 2 Arlinns in hand. Would be sweet if we get all 3 on the battlefield some game. About it. Windswept Teeth. Imperial Plate. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we should be bolting the bird? All right, untap. Another bolt. I want to play Arlinn, but if we do, they get to equip, and that's an issue. Well, I guess we just gotta attack you with the Noble Hierarch. Opponent's deck is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen Imperial Plate in Modern, so that's a first. Opponent cracks down to 15. Sacred Foundry. All right, well, now we got another bolt, so we're just gonna kill this bird. Bolt the bird, untap. About it. We would like to draw land so we can play Arlinn Chord and leave up Lightning Bolt. Hierarch Beatdown is the least flavorful way our deck could win, I think. About it. Duskwatch Recruiter. And passing. Do we have to bold it? Let's untap. See what we draw. I'll play a natural. Play a naturalist. Go to combat. Attack you. Okay, we're getting closer. Naturalist is not a land, but it can make the mana that we need to be able to Arlinn and leave up Bolt, although we might have to bolt this turn. If our opponent equips Imperial Plate, I think we got to bolt. And that way we need 1 more mana, we can leave up Moonlit Haunt. About it. Windswept Teeth cracks it down to 12. Forest. Equips. Well, we will bolt. About it. Vizia. All right, let's see what we find. Arlinn Chord. So our opponent can't win this turn, right? They just don't have the pieces. They would have to somehow haste in a Devoted Druid. I'll go to combat. Attack. Little nervous about going shields down, but I think it's worth it. So make some mana. Get in with the Naturalist. Play Arlinn Chord. All right, so we finally got Arlinn 1 down. And then make a wolf flip. All right, well, don't kill us by surprise somehow this turn. As long as we survive this turn, I think we're in good shape. Opponent's gonna need to have something strange to actually win. All right, Vizier, sure, gets big. That's fine. We can block it. About it. Tap land. Combat. No attacks. Ooh, a braid. That's spicy. So Arlinn, let's see. We can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we would like to like literally win this turn. Now let's abrade the Imperial Plate. And opponent scoops it up. Okay. Oh, well, that was not the most explosive win of all time, but we did get there. I mean, I think this is probably our best setup. Huh. Are we just never gonna get 6 mana Arlinn on the battlefield? The other 2 Arlinns, we've seen a ton. 6 mana Arlinn, that one's been a challenge. 6 mana is just so much. Oh, all right. Well, this hand's good. The only problem is we do not have any removal, no combo protection, which is risky. About it. Birds of Paradise. Love to draw Bolt or something similar. Well, all right, more wolves to go with our Arlinns. Windswept Teeth, crack it, Forest, and Ignoble Hierarch, go. I mean, we got good Arlinns, but if our opponent just goes infinite, good Arlinns don't really save us from that. About it. Windswept Teeth. Oh, not a combo piece. Please no. Please no. Okay, Prismatic Ending. And a Birds of Paradise. Well, what do we find? Another Arlinn. Ugh, losing that mana dork might be a problem. Stomping Grounds, Miravavabra, go. Still no removal. 3 Arlinns. Opponent cracks the wins. Prismatic Ending is such an insane card. Prismatic Ending, Sacred Foundry, tap. Opponent untaps. What do they have? Hopefully not much. Because we are not actually doing much this turn. Oh, I really hope we draw a Bolt or something. Opponent. Yeah. Finales for Devoted Druid. Removal spell, please, Magic Gods. Please, 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 please. Wooded Foothills. All right, well, play the land. Pass the turn. I mean, it's possible we should have just mulliganed to try to hit a removal spell. Our opponent does only have 2 cards in hand. So they need it to be 2 very specific cards. They need Vizier, and then they also need a payoff for going infinite. So our opponent does need 2 pretty specific things. So it's possible they don't have it. Okay, Wish. This is quite the brew. Well, that should be one of those things. All right, Vizier from the sideboard. Do they have a infinite mana payoff? About it. Gonna tap and untap for a bit. Well, maybe we should have shipped our Arlinns and just search for a removal spell. So hard to do when our goal is to win with Arlinn, but I guess just mulliganing to try to find removal probably would have increased our odds of winning, even if it doesn't increase our odds of winning in the way we are trying to win. So opponent apparently has another Finale in hand and is going to use that to win the game. Oh, unfortunate. 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 Yeah. Should have mauled. Should have mauled. We learned a lesson. Arlinns aren't good at stopping combos. Against the odds time, we are Arlinning, playing Arlinns, Arlinn Tribal in Modern, and of course werewolves and blood moons to flip the werewolves. So we'll see what our opponent's up to. Looks like we lost the die roll, which who needs to go first? Not us. This hand, I kind of like it. Mana Dork, Blood Moon, Arlinn, GG. I mean, I guess it'll depend on whether or not our opponent's deck cares about Blood Moon, and if our Mana Dork lives, and if they have a Thoughtseize, and many other things. But, in theory, this could work. We will keep. All right, opponent, what are you up to? Stomping Grounds. That might be a bad sign for the Blood Moons. Or it's a Primeval Titan deck. That's another possibility. Well, Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Forest and Noble Hierarch. Go. Ooh, Breeding Pool, okay. Well, that does increase the odds that this Blood Moon could do things. Ren in 6, that's annoying. Yeah, okay. Well, Copperline Gorge and Kessig Naturalist, go. Yeah, that's obnoxious. Really need to get this Blood Moon down, because if we can get the Blood Moon down, that can stop Ren from looping fetch lands. See the play draw difference. If we're on the play, then this Ren couldn't kill our Mana Dork, and we have a Blood Moon, and our opponent might be slightly sad, which is exactly what we want. Wins up, Teeth. Opponent. See if they play around a Blood Moon by getting basics. Opponent cracks. Okay, they are attempting to play around the Blood Moon. To vary. Life is getting worse by the second. Gets back the land. Well, we will play a Forest, play a Blood Moon. This hand could have been so good. Pass the turn. Well, this could slow our opponent down temporarily. We'll see. We're kind of hoping it flips tonight, because our opponent can't do anything, and we can smash a Teferi to death with this Arlinn. That would be the best. Ren's not going to be able to do as much with fetch lands being shut down. We got it down pretty early. Not completely hard locked early, but no blue mana, no green mana, a single white source. If we can keep the Teferi from doing obnoxious things, maybe we're good. Opponent, more mountains. Nice little Boros deck over there. Opponent, ticks up. Yes, Nightman. Nightman time, or Night Woman, Arlinn. And make it a 5/5. And smack your Teferi to death. The Teferi is an issue because the Teferi can bounce a Blood Moon. And opponent, done. Arlinn's actually been kind of insane. New Arlinn in specific has been like super insane. All right, so opponent, I don't even know. Pile of powerful magic cards. Let's go with that. I don't even know. What deck plays Ren and Teferi? Probably Omnath, Blink, Creativity. Regardless, we're bringing more Blood Moons, going down 2 Wolves. Does any of our other stuff matter? A Braid, not really. No. Yeah, all right, we're not like that. I mean, try to do that again. Try to stake the Blood Moon and make our opponent very sad as we beat them down with Arlinns. So far, so good. That went pretty well. Opponent even had a few $100s worth of Planeswalkers. Still didn't matter. That is the power of Blood Moon. It is the great equalizer. You have $1,000 of fetch lands and chalk lands and Rens, and we have $15 Blood Moon, and everything is fair again. I mean, and I also think it's on flavor with werewolves. I know, like, full moon, but close enough. I think that is a full moon. Like, clearly, if you look at the art. So I think a Blood Moon is a full moon. Flipping our werewolves. Flavor win. That's my justification. It's not just that I want to get people with Blood Moon. That might be part of it, but also we can actually justify it as a flavor card this time. Not that I wouldn't play it. If I couldn't justify it, I would probably still play it because it's Blood Moon, but you know what I'm saying. All right, opponent trying to figure out how to beat our ferocious Arlinns with their 5-color pile of something deck. So this should get a little better for our opponent because they can tutor up basics. They know that Blood Moon is a thing, and they're on the play again. On the other end, we got Arlinns. Arlinns for days. It's a lot of cards that get sniped by Ren. We're going to keep it. We're going to grumble, but we're going to keep. I don't think we can ship it back, but I'm a little... This is the hand that I like. Oh, it's a Valakut deck. Okay. This is the hand that I like, but I am slightly concerned that Ren comes down and just... Ren can snipe literally our entire hand, and it gets worse with another mare. Opponent. Misty. Don't do it. Oh, should we have mulligan to play around Ren? Yes. Looks like the answer is yes. Okay, we draw some nothing. We play a mare to make sure Ren has something to snipe. Pass the turn. Next time we know. We should have mulligan because Ren is brutal. Opponent. pings down our mare and plays a land. Oh, Ren. And this is not looking great. Well, we kept a hand hoping our opponent didn't have Ren, and they did have Ren, and it's a 10 for 1. We could not play Mare, but Mare is an old school werewolf, so it doesn't even matter if it's day or night. It's always going to come in on the 1/1 die to Ren side. About it. In the deck, trying to figure out if they should get a dual land or playing around Blood Moon. They don't know that our hand is pretty not good. You could say this hand bites. Tomer made me say that. Tomer. That's on Tomer. Oh, God. Maybe our opponent will just time out, trying to decide about getting a dual land or not with this Misty Rainforest. We'll take it. Werewolves are not picky. They will take the wins however they come. All right, opponent decides to pass. Well, we will. Wooded Foothills. Crack it. Well, at least Tovalar is a creature that does not die to Ren in 6. Dies a lightning bolt, but does not die to Ren in 6. Oh, goodness, opponent. All right, opponent has returned. We will get a forest. We will play a Tovalar. Pass the turn. So far, we have played 1 minute and 25 seconds. Opponent has passed the 6-minute mark. All right, decides on the basic eventually. Untaps. Well, now that we know it's a Valakut deck, we're really gonna need the Blood Moons. Opponent. Oh, God. Omnath. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Probably dead. Opponent takes up the red. We draw more lands. So Arlinn can, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this game's over because we can't stop this Omnath, but Arlinn, play it. Take up on the Tovalar. Attack our opponent. You might hear bears squeaking in the background, having a puppy dream. Oh my God, another land. Ooh, so if I was playing and I knew it wasn't going on YouTube, I would concede here. But since it's going on YouTube, I guess we stick it out for another couple turns to avoid the yelling. Gonna kill our Arlinn. That's fine. And, oh, that Ren did so much work. Steam Vents. Untap down to 9, up to 13. Bring to light, maybe? Well, we know what our opponent's doing now. Game 1, we won so quick. Well, this is just not a good... All right, there's a bring to light. This was just not a good draw for our deck, especially with this Ren coming down. Velki. All right, now I think we can safely concede. Okay, so we still don't really have anything different to bring in. Maybe we gotta cut mares and keep Immerwolves. Just because of the Ren in 6 problem. Ren in 6 just being able to snipe X1s. Game 1, we survived because we had the Blood Moon down. Game 2, Ren in 6 just kind of won that game for our opponent. Good news is we finally get to be on the play, which opens up the possibility of Mana Dork, Blood Moon, and that would hopefully buy us the time to flip some Arlinns and win some games. Yeah, I don't think we can cut the Mana Dorks. Well, opponent has a lot of colors. A quick Blood Moon does seem like it should be very good against them. All right, we will play first. Oh, this hand's slow. This just gives our opponent way too much time. All right, well, I mean, I guess we keep. This hand is also not super fast, and it definitely doesn't have a Blood Moon, but we'll see. We'll give it a go. I don't think we can just, I mean, we're playing Arlinn Tribal. I don't think we can just mulling into 3 to try to hit a Blood Moon and a Mana Dork. Copperline, George, go. About it. Tap land, passes. Well, that's another Arlinn. We'll see if we get to it. Naturalist, go. All right, opponent has returned. Our 2-drop is resolved. Opponent adapts. Yeah, I think we need to draw a land. If this naturalist dies, we might be doing nothing next turn, which is not great. Windswept Teeth, opponent cracks it. Do we have turn 2 Ren in 7 for the 3rd game in a row? At least this time we don't have any creatures that die to it. No. Opponent gets a plains. Passes. Well, I mean, actually kind of interesting. Let's go to combat. There's some temptation to running out Tovalar to draw a card, but I think getting down an Arlinn's better. Get in. Mega mana. I mean, our opponent could have a counter. About it. Takes it. Play a land. Play Arlinn. I think we're going to go Arlinn Cord because it's the weaker of the two if our opponent's trying to counter a Planeswalker here. All right, force a negation. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Opponent stomping grounds. Untap down to 14. Oh, Blood Moon would be so nice. I don't know if they're mistapping for a Teferi or playing Dryad. Gotta be one of those two. Come on, Blood Moon. I mean, you can even see the blood. Look at the back of Tovalar. That's definitely a Blood Moon. That's like literally Blood Moon. It's telling us that if we're playing Tovalar and we're playing Arlinns, we gotta play Blood Moon. It would be wrong not to, but can we draw it? Well, I mean, I guess we did 2 for 1 our opponent to stop the worst of our 2 Arlinns that we had in hand, which is something. All right, there's a Dryad and an extra land drop. Blood Moon off the top, make us happy. Windswept Teeth, well, play the land, crack the land, get a forest, play a Arlinn, make it a 5/5, go attacking. Opponent blocks. Bold it. Pass the turn. Oh, down to 8. Down to 8 and Dryad's gone. Maybe hope. Can we get there without a Blood Moon? That would be even more impressive. Getting there with a Blood Moon is one thing. Getting there without a Blood Moon is, that's a whole nother thing. So we don't have lethal next turn because our stuff flipped back around. About it. There's the Wren. Gets back the land. Plays the land. Passes. And scoops it up. Oh! Okay, Arlinn power, taking down the 5-color Valakut pile of insanity deck. No Blood Moon. We got him a Blood Moon in game 1. No Blood Moon that game. None at all. We played Arlinns. We played some werewolf friends. Won somehow through the force of negation on an Arlinn. So working better than I expected. Sweet. Against the odds time, we are Arlinning. Ooh, we will keep this. I mean, Manadork, Tovolar, Arlinn. That's a pretty good start for our deck. We are Arlinn tribaling in modern, and I like this hand. Medium Arlinn. We have one really good Arlinn, one pretty good Arlinn, and then 6-mana Arlinn, which I don't know if it'll ever hit the battlefield, honestly. 6 mana is just so much in modern. Well, Windswept Teeth, crack, Windswept Teeth, get a Forest, and Ignoble Hierarch, go. Well, let's see what our opponent's up to. No companion. Okay, something spicy. Forbidden Orchard gives us token, Fatal Pushes. Well, we will play Ignoble Hierarch, hit you with the Spirit. So I assume this is some sort of Dagger burn deck. Like, with our opponent trying to benefit from giving us tokens, it's gotta be. Those are the only decks in Modern that play Forbidden Orchard, I think. Wow. Okay, we're gonna get a lot of tokens. Thank you, opponent. I mean, Forbidden Orchard is great mana fixing. It is also a great way to build a board for your opponent. Opponent slaughter specialists. Well, we'll crack this. Get a mountain. Make some tokens. Kill the slaughter specialist. Oh, we even have a human. I don't think we can pass this up. Pump it. Hit ya. Oh, opponent is a super helpful type. We've played like 3 creatures and we have a huge board. All right, opponent. We would like some more tokens. Can you help us out, friend? Trespasser's Curse. Okay. I mean, that is good. The only problem for our opponent is we already kind of have a massive board. Illness in the ranks. All right, so opponent has a plan for dealing with the tokens. Okay, that's a combo, sort of. Well, we'll get a tap land, untap. Arlinn, or I guess we just Tovolar first. Tovolar, hit ya. I guess we don't even get to draw a card, do we? All right, that might have been less than awesome. Oh, wait, this is a werewolf. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, I guess this is a werewolf on the front. This is such a weird card because it's a human lord on the front side, but technically it's also a werewolf. On the back side, it's a werewolf lord that makes werewolves, but is not a human. If this ever flips, we lose our human token because it becomes a 1/1 and dies to illness in the ranks. Well, the race is on. Opponent, slaughter specialist, gives a token, it dies. So this is going to get really big really quickly. But we need these humans to stick around to not grow this. Opponent passes. Now play the land, crack the land, get a forest, play Immerwolf, get drained, play Naturalist, get drained, hit you with Tovolar. About it, tags it, down to 9. We get to draw a card. I'll pass the turn. I don't know if this is going to work out for us or not. I'm actually a little bit scared. The opponent gets to crack or gets to make a token. Like, we're getting drained for 2 each turn, and our opponent's gaining a ton of life. I'm honestly not sure that we can overcome this. We might be getting locked out of the game here by the double Forbidden Orchard draw. Marsh Flats for our opponent. If they have something that can give us a lot of tokens, we could just die, like, immediately. Like a hunted creature. Suitor Priest. Okay. More draining. Gonna give us a token. We get drained for 2. Opponent's out of cards. Wow, this is going to be super close. We're down to 7. We're down to 6. We're down to 5. So that means another Trespasser's Curse. So we basically have to win this turn. I don't know if that's possible. Opponent passes. Good draw, please. I don't know if we can afford to flip our werewolves. If we flip our werewolves, the humans die, and we get drained to 1. No. I guess we can transform some of them. I think we got to keep the mare. Yeah, we can't let these humans die. So awkward. Yeah, the mare has to stay. Okay. Copperline Gorge. Is there a way that we can win here? I'll go to combat. I guess we just swing with everything. I mean, we're dead next turn, almost for sure. So attack with everything. Mega mana. and see what happens. We can pump with Tovalar, but we have to get full lethal here. Opponent blocks. Oh, okay. Please block like that, please. Okay, that's still fine. So we will, I think we're good. Wow, that was close. So we will dump everything into this werewolf. Unfortunately, we didn't actually get a chance to play an Arlinn. Trample it up. And I think we kill our opponent with lethal triggers on the stack. Wow. Whoo, okay. Opponent's deck looks sweet. I love this style of deck. It is a spicy style of deck. What do we want against this deck? I guess like Cinder Vines, Liberators. I think we want to be able to kill the enchantments. And then, do we want more Blood Moons? I guess we can trim Immerwolves. Let's trim Immerwolves. Bring in one more Blood Moon. Shutting down the Forbidden Orchard does seem relevant. Blowing up the enchantments, definitely relevant. Let's try it like that. Well, that was scary. That was super scary. We almost died to that. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, so slow. I mean, we got a couple of sweet Arlinns. Unfortunately, the same one. I think we gotta mulligan this. It's just way too slow. Okay, this is better. Sand's actually kind of good. Hopefully, we can just naturalist into 2 Arlinns and howl our way to a win. Yeah, we will keep. I guess we put Lightning Bolt to the bottom. Little risky, but that's fine. Opponent, Verdant Catacombs, and passes. Well, tap land, go. About it. Liberator's nice. We wouldn't mind just drawing more lands in case these naturalists die. All right, there's a Forbidden Orchard. Opponent cracks. Hopefully it's not a Slaughter Specialist. Now that we put that Lightning Bolt to the bottom, we don't really have a way to deal with it. Opponent, Water Gave untapped. Well, Blood Moon does get him, doesn't it? Oh boy. All right, there's Slaughter Specialist. We get some tokens for our opponent to kill. Well, play a Forest Naturalist. Pass the turn. Ooh, maybe we should have kept the Blood Moon hand. Blood Moon does seem like it really gets our opponent here. About it. Gonna give us a token. All right, Prismatic Ending. Well, that's fine. It doesn't actually kill anything, so Slaughter Specialist doesn't do anything. Well, we will play another Naturalist. Play the land. Pass the turn. Arlinn's coming soon, hopefully. About it. Gonna give us a token. Trespasser's Curse. Okay. Well, that's better than blowing up all the tokens. Also, we can kill the Trespasser's Curse, which we might, although it grows the Slaughter Specialist, which is awkward. About it passes. I'll play a land, crack the land, get a mountain, Arlinn Cord. Actually, should we go Pack Leader? Pack Leader, make wolves? That might be better. Yeah, let's go Pack Leader. Pack Leader, make some wolves, get drained a bit. Well, hopefully our opponent cannot deal with our board. If they can deal with our board, this Slaughter Specialist is going to get absolutely massive and probably kill us. About it. The Blood Moon would be sweet now just to shut down this Forbidden Orchard and our opponent's mana. All right. Breeding Pool. Morbid Opportunist. Okay. Well, if our opponent ever finds a way to start stealing our creatures, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. Opponent passes. Casig Wolf Run. Well, tick up Arlinn. Go to combat. Attack with the wolves. Opponent takes it. Well, I guess we keep Arlinning. Arlinn. Make a wolf. Get trade. Pass the turn. Oh my god. We are in such a... Oh, if our opponent can kill our tokens, we're in such bad shape. Opponent. Oh, this is... Okay, Blood Artist. Doesn't kill a token. If we can use Arlinn to kill this Slaughter Specialist, I'll feel a lot better. About it passes. We will take up Arlinn, play a land. What happens if we just trample up the team? Maybe that works. Let's try that. Take up, trample. Let's just attack with everything and see what our opponent does. Swing, add a mana. Opponent blocks. Sure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, well, okay. I mean, I guess we should just pump. Actually, hang on. We got to actually count this. Let's think about this. So we're hitting for 3. Actually, we just have lethal, right? Because we have trample. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we don't actually have to do anything. We can make our opponent act first. Trample over. Did we get there? Wow, we're kind of lucky here. We're kind of lucky here that our opponent never drew a way to kill our tokens, or things would have went bad in a hurry. This Slaughter Specialist would have got massive. We would have got drained a ton. one, opponent would have drawn cards. Like, it would have went bad super fast. I gotta say, I like our opponent's deck. I don't know if it's super competitive, but it is one of my favorite archetypes. And I think Slaughter Specialist, like, that is a big payoff for Dagger Bird style deck. So definitely looks sweet. It looks sweet. I don't know how good it is, but it looked super fun. So, well, the Arlinns came through that time. Game 1, not many Arlinns. Game 2, that was an Arlinn game. Make a bunch of tokens, pump a bunch of tokens. Still no 6-mana Arlinn, but we'll take it. Sweet, sweet. So what do we learn this week about Arlinn Tribal in Modern? And overall, the deck was surprisingly effective. We went 4-1 in our video matches, 4-2 overall with a loss to Belcher, which admittedly is a really tough matchup, but at the same time also was kind of tough to record because Bear was chewing through things, so it was a little bit clunky of a recording, which is the other reason I didn't want to include it. But really, the deck won 66.7% of the time, which is more than I expected for Arlinn Tribal, and I think the deck actually turned out pretty sweet. Obviously, there's a bit of a drawback with Arlinn Tribal, which we talked about in the intro, which there's only 3 Arlinns, so it's not possible to just play, 25 Arlinns, so we got to fill in with something, and we did have some wins that were more werewolvian than Arlinns, although there's a lot of synergy there. All the Arlinns make wolves, all the wolves can pump the Arlinns and their wolf tokens, so the deck does synergize really well, and I do think this is probably the best way to support Arlinn. It would be silly to build Arlinn Tribal and be like, no, I'm not going to play any werewolves, because that's what Arlinn cares about. So I think this is the best way to build Arlinn Tribal, even if it does feel a little awkward when we get a win where it's like, oh, double Kessig Naturalist and Tovolar and just beat you down with wolves. Blood Moon was also pretty good, although it wasn't essential. We had a lot of wins without Blood Moon, although we also had some that were definitely Blood Moon's responsibility, but still, I think we can justify it flavor-wise in a werewolf Arlinn style deck, because you gotta have something to flip your werewolves, and the full moon is what does it. So I like this deck, and I gotta say, it was a lot better than I expected. I expected it to be pretty janky, maybe pick up a win here or there, but we posted a very winning record, and it performed super well. So that's Arlinn Tribal, Planeswalker Tribal. Again, every time we do this, pretty much, the deck ends up being better than we expected. It's almost like Planeswalkers are powerful card types, but that's Arlinn Tribal. That's our Gets Odds for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.